The Puffy Palace is under attack. Please, save us from the battleships. Defend the Puffy Palace?
Well, I don't think I have really much of a choice, so hello everyone, this is Roxas1359. Welcome back to Let's Play Spyro. Enter the Dragonfly. Last time, we started up Cloud 9, and in this episode, we're going to be defending the Puffy Palace with this mini-game, to where we have to destroy 4 battleships that take an ungodly amount of hits. I mean, you can barrage them with missiles, or you can just shoot them normally. Now, the Riptoks in the beds, they're supposed to be shooting you, but they really aren't that good at their jobs. In fact, I think I barely get hit too much, if I remember correctly. And look at how many missiles I am just firing at these things. This is ridiculous. I mean, that one's smoking, so that one's nearly there. But even then, with that much of a barrage, it still isn't enough. That's ridiculous. Now, there's only one Dragonfly we're going to be getting here for defending the Puffy Palace. I'm sorry, whenever I hear that, I'm, for some odd reason, reminded of the Care Bears. Now, I know I'm probably not the only one who is, but, I mean, this mission isn't too hard. I say that now as I only have one hit left. And look, that thing isn't even dead yet. I mean, come on. I'm just flying around in circles, shooting at flying boats with missiles in my plane, which, I have to question, why is it that I need this? Why don't I just have a Super Flame power-up and I just have infinite flight for this one and can just go back and recharge? Why do I need a plane? I'm a goddamn dragon. I can fly. Then again, why did I need a flying saucer in Circle Country? Because the game decided Spyro needed it. Alright, so that's 3, and let's get rid of the 4th one now, shall we? There we go.
Puffy Palace is safe once again. This Dragonfly was taking shelter inside the palace. Here, you can have it.
Thank you, Pudgy.
Hey, it's Tweedle.
If you'd like to try shooting a few more battleships, I'm sure there's a few more out there.
Yeah, you can,
Defend the Puffy Palace?
but there's no more Dragonflies, so why would you ever end up doing that? What do you mean? I just helped you out. Why are you going? Come back later. Anyway, that's me cutting out the loading time and my model being frozen. This is what happens when your model ends up freezing over time. So, next up, what we're going to do is we're going to head off to our next of the little mini-game areas, and that is another one of the Speedways. So that means we have another race, and we have another little time attack thing. And let me tell you, the race for this one takes quite a while. What do I mean by that? The race for this Speedway took me at least 4 tries because of loading issues. Any second now. Rainbow Speedway, good to know. So, I'm tired of hearing that, so pretty much it's the same as every other Speedway. We have the time attack, and we have flying against, say, Riptoks in beds this time. So, pretty much what we have to do is we have to go with rings, stars, go-karts, and I forget what the last one was. So, let's start, shall we? Same as always, I mean, Speedways, as I've mentioned before, are pretty much a staple in the Spyro series, but the amount of slowdown that ends up occurring inside these ones is pretty odd. And look, it's Giant Starfy! And now he's dead. Look, another one! Now he's dead too. Oh, it's just like the Starfy franchise. Dead and never coming back. And that makes me sad. Honestly, this is really the case with a lot of franchises. Even Spyro nowadays is a shell of his former self. I mean, honestly, it says Skylanders Swap Force, but it was originally Spyro Skylanders Swap Force. Now, I know Spyro is probably still around, but the problem is he's not really prominent anymore. Nowadays, Spyro is honestly in the same situation that Crash Bandicoot is. Just alone and forgotten, and that's really kind of tragic. And something's telling me that the licensing issues is what's keeping say, Activision from releasing the PS1 games onto the Vita around inside the United States. But then again, there's a lot of other reasons why the Vita in the United States kind of sucks. Now this one I get a little bit confused and disoriented about because it's hard to tell where exactly the planes are. So once I have oriented myself, I already don't think I have enough time to do it because I wasted too much time. So let's try. See, look, I already missed another one. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is number 7. Now we just need number 8. Come on, any second now. There he is. Let's get him. There we go. So that takes care of the obstacle course for the Speedways, which means we've earned ourselves yet another Dragonfly. And yet again, we get to see 2 frames of animation when a third one would make that look so much more fluid. But we're done. So no, we're not going to try again. Yes, it's a Dragonfly.
Hey, it's Tashi Station.
That is a location, not a name. So, now we're going on to our next challenge, which is flying Ripto's races, which means I'm going to be cutting until we end up doing it correctly because you do not want to see my failures for it. So, this is the one then which I ended up doing it correctly. And just like before and like the other Speedways, there is the loading error in which the first time you end up loading it up, all of the stars that would have missiles inside them do not load up at all. And as a result, you end up basically having no means of attacking way ahead of you. Luckily, the speed stars show up, but that's really it. So, let us keep going. You're going to need to use every single speed star inside this one. This is where they start to really throw it at you, where you need to start using the speed stars. Now, I thought that I had hit the missile star, as I'm going to effectively call it, but unfortunately I didn't. So, let us continue on. Now, again, another one of the problems, I know it's been a while since we've actually had a Speedway. Another one of the problems I have with the Speedways inside this game is the fact that they didn't differentiate the colors in between all the different, like, racers that you're using, because in the past, other Spyro games did that, so you would be able to tell how far behind you were from another one. Usually, I believe it was red was the one who was in first place, and then a pinkish color was usually in last place. See, and right there, I would have thought, okay, that guy, he's obviously ahead of me. No, he's not. The people who are ahead of me are over this way. So, let us continue, and let's try and grab a missile, but completely miss again. Always missing the missiles. Alright. Now, we'll find one of them sooner or later. In fact, there should be one of them right now. So, let's fly through here. Are any of these ones the ones I need to pass? I cannot tell, honestly, because they all have the same color. Come on. Is this person ahead of me the second place racer? Because I still need to find the first place racer. Are you Mr. Second Place? Yes, you are. Alright, you are second place. Which means we need to go and put the pedal to the metal to find first place. Which might be that one right there. Which means, let's try and get the missile this time. There we go. And guess what? Missiles don't home in anymore. So congratulations. But that was the first place racer, so now we are just going to cruise along to victory. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So, just fly through all the rings, and there's the finish line. So, there we go. So, 2:36 is our best time. Our previous one was 2:46 because I had lost the race. Okie dokie.
Hey, it's Grayson.
Hey, it's an actual name. And there we go. That is all 10 out of 10 Dragonflies for Cloud 9, which means all we have to do now is we need to find the remaining gems. So, where are they exactly? Well, I alluded to it in the last part that they were hidden on a special location. What you have to do is you have to go back to the end of it. And this was after me looking for about 30 minutes for these gems, ladies and gentlemen. So already I'm a little bit pissed off. What we have to do is we have to fly over this way. And around this dome over here, the gems will eventually appear. But they have such a low draw distance, you will never goddamn see them. These are the last remaining gems in the stage. I thought that it was other ones that I had missed. Turns out it wasn't. It's these ones entirely. So, grab this one right here. And there you go. We are now completely done with Cloud 9. We have 800 out of 800 gems. And we have 10 out of 10 dragonflies. So, I do a little victory head bash. And we get the hell out of here. But we're not done with this episode just yet, ladies and gentlemen. Because we have a cutscene for once. Gasp. Where the hell is this? Bet you forgot these guys were inside this game, didn't you? I know I did!
Blasted! Where are they? Where are my dragonflies? Excuse me, oh short one. Sir, short one. Something went wrong with your scepter. I think the dragonflies were scattered all over. Scattered! Scattered! Oh! Something must have gone wrong with my scepter. The dragonflies must be scattered all over the continent. No matter. Without their dragonflies, the dragons are helpless. I'll send my Riptox out to collect them all and put that purple dragon out to pasture.
You're about halfway through the game late on that, Ripto. I don't know how to explain this to you, and I also don't know why that cutscene did not play after the initial cutscene. And ladies and gentlemen, Crush and Gulp, that's the last time you're going to see them in this entire game. They are never a boss at all. You're not going to see them at all. Not even in the ending. They're just gone. So I assume that Ripto's blast right there just killed them. There we go. A good ending for all. But now that we are back over here and we are out of Cloud 9, now what we're going to do is we're going to get our final power-up, which is the Ice Breath.
Spyro, the magic of this sacred rune will bestow upon you the power of Ice Breath.
Which I will gladly take. So, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is all the powers, which means we now have the power of ice. With the power of ice, we can freeze things and use them as platforms. This also means that we can go back to the Dragonfly Dojo and actually finish up everything there. So, that's what we're going to be doing for the rest of this part. We're going to be finishing up the Dragonfly Dojo. So, right here, we're going to freeze the dragons that were around. The baby dragons wanted their kites back, and you need to have the Ice Breath in order to grab them. Now, you can grab 2 of the kites, actually, by gliding if you do it specifically and correctly. However, one of them requires the Ice Breath, so you might as well just wait for all of them.
Thanks for getting my kite down, Spyro. My buddies RJ and Dougie are flying their kites today, too. Have you seen them, Spyro?
Why, yes, I did, all the way back in part 2. But this is also the area, ladies and gentlemen, where the gems fell through the floor, if you remember. Because you come up here, hey look, it's a red gem that fell through the floor beforehand. Now there's only 1 gem left in this entire stage, but we're going to cut to another one of the dragons first. So let's get this dragon's kite right here and give it back to them. Pretty much the entire stage is already complete again. You don't need to do anything else, but you're perfectly fine if you want to.
That was cold, but you saved my kite, so I guess I should thank you. You should go see Dougie and Rusty, Mr. Spyro. They're my friends, and they like to play with kites, too.
Well, we've already seen Rusty, but ladies and gentlemen, there it is. The last gem was near the end of the stage after it was basically had fallen through the floor. So as a result, 2 of the gems in the stage fell through the floor, preventing me from getting all the gems in the first place. But here is the last dragon kite, which you can simply glide to. You don't need the Ice Breath for this one, but it is a bit finicky if you do end up gliding to it, so keep that in mind. So, that's being annoying, so what we're going to do instead is we're going to suddenly trigger it to go properly. Logic! Who needs it? So, let's talk to our last dragon here after he falls down.
Thanks so much, Mr. Spyro. I've been looking for this kite all summer. Look, Spyro. Look what came out of the tree when you saved my kite. A baby dragonfly. Hey, it flew away.
Hey, it's Mooney.
Yay, it's Mooney. At least it's not Smoochy or Foopy. But now it's time we take care of the last bit of the Dragonfly Dojo, which is something I skipped on purpose since I needed to come back to this place anyway. And that is the second of the mini games, which is going to be tanks, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yes, there is tanks inside this game, and I decided to save it for last and have it sped up too.
Welcome to our tank training arena, Private Dragon. Now I've got a prize for you if you can destroy all the dummy tanks. But you'll have to figure out how to get past the gates. Will you clear out the tank training arena?
So, yes, now the Dragon Patton wants us to use our tanks to clear out this way. If you haven't gotten the General Patton joke yet, then I don't know how any more clear I can make it besides General Patton. Pretty much the tank controls in this game, they're not the worst thing in the world, actually. I will admit, they are not too bad. You can run over the bunnies here to get more health if you so need it. You can go into first-person mode and shoot it. The tanks do have an arch a bit, and will home in on their nearest cannon shots. So right now what's happening is it's trying to aim at this rabbit instead of the actual tank like I'd want it to. You could also destroy walls ahead of time to reveal other tanks that would initially ambush you, which makes things a lot easier, believe me. So, you can move the cannon up and down, I believe, with the B button, so you can end up making things a lot easier for yourself in arc shots, which it really helps out if you arc shots, because it makes it that you don't have to deal with so much later on. But, if you couldn't tell, I've put this to double speed, because, ladies and gentlemen, the tank, while durable, is slow. And I mean slow. And this isn't the only time we're unfortunately going to have to deal with the tank. Oh no, in the next episode, we're going into another one of the tank missions. One of the worst missions in the actual game. And that one is going to take quite a bit for me to edit, that's for sure. Because that mission, oh boy, is it not good. But right now, we're just going to focus on the Dragonfly Dojo. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we're actually close to 50 Dragonflies. And if we've not already hit 50 Dragonflies, I kind of have lost track of the total count. Because once we hit 50 Dragonflies, technically we can fight Ripto for the first time. And the game never really indicates to you that you can fight Ripto. And that's a really bad design. Because each time you have to fight Ripto, you would get a new power. And one of them, for example, the first one, you'd get an ability to pick up gems and detect where gems are, which would help me out greatly. But sadly, I don't know about that, and I wait all the way until the final fight with Ripto, in which Ripto will treat it as though it is the third time I fought him. But there we go. That takes care of all the tanks.
Well done, Private. You're a clever dragon, ain't you? Smart enough to get the gates open and skillful enough to survive the tanks. As a reward, I'll let you have the dojo mascot.
All right.
Hey, it's Cub.
Hey, it's a decent name. And there we go. That is 10 out of 10, making Dragonfly
If you'd like,
Dojo
I can set up
complete.
some more dummies for you.
Yeah.
Would you like?
So, no.
Well, that's too bad. But I'll have this tank ready for you when you change your mind.
I'm never going to change my mind, Patent. And you should know that. But, anyway, guys, I'm going to end it off right here. This has been Roxas1359. Next time, we're going to be going off to a new level, Honey Marsh. See you guys next time.